All right, in 3, 2. Oh, baby, we live.
Dude,
I was wondering how long you were just gonna let me go.
So Alexis, he remembered to do that, but he forgot to hit the record button on the device.
But I did it now, though, because I remembered as Christian was admonishing me for it. That's the bad castigating me.
I love, if you expect, consistency and reliability from Alexis, he's not the man for that.
Bro, I'm consistently not that reliable. So what you talking about, bro? I might be the most consistent thing on this show, dude.
Nick Red just said.
And by the way, I just got called out by Robin Sagini on this, and I clapped back being like, hey, yo. And she's like, you've been better about it.
Nick Red in the chat just said, please stop. So thank you. You were saying what I couldn't say. All right?
You kind of could have. I was waiting for you. Here was good, everybody.
What's good, Paolo, Michael, Mike,
all the mics.
All the mics.
Shout out all the mics.
Remy.
Did we fix your volume?
Yeah.
We did the whole thing?
We did. It's a post-production issue, not a production issue.
Yeah, because our producer's sounding like a damn movie villain.
I was the man behind the curtain.
Yeah. Let us know in the chat, just so because some people in Gully Squad have been mentioning that Mike's voice has
disturbed their children.
Either it sounds distorted or not clear. But we're trying our best to make sure he sounds all right. So, Mike, you want to say a couple words?
As a Chelsea fan, I'd rather not on this episode, but happy to be here again.
Okay.
And you say nothing.
So, yeah, I think we'll have to get. There's gonna be there's gonna be some Chelsea chat. This episode.
Chelsea chat. Great name for a show. Why don't they have that?
Okay.
Especially since they call talk shows chat shows.
Right.
You could have Chelsea chat. Little monologue.
What was Chelsea Handler's show called? Chelsea Lately.
Chelsea Lately. Maybe that's why they don't do it. The SEO is already messed up. Well, it's funny because Chelsea might get a new handler. Am I right, everybody? Huh?
Oh.
Tofu Burger asks, what does Alexis's shirt say?
Oh.
It's not Pornhub.
It says Puerto Rico, which I am not Puerto Rican, but I kind of sound it. So what the hell? But I was in Puerto Rico, and shouts to Sixne. Sixne is a great, started as I think kind of a skate shop, and now it's become its own brand. Spoke to the owner when I was there last. They're doing cool things for the island. There's a big issue in Caribeño, bro. Like, we all kind of, we like to stick to our own sometimes. And I'm trying to bridge everyone together. All of our flags have the exact same colors, y'all. Okay? And the real enemy is all the English-speaking islands. You feel me? That's what we need to know. No. Shouts to everyone.
Why Alexis coming after St. Bart's for some reason.
Yo, Jamaica, watch your back, bro. No, shouts to Jamaica. Shouts to everyone in the Caribbean islands, bro. We all need to come together a little more. So stop all this beef with Dominicans. Just being disrespectful towards Cubans and Puerto Ricans. No, see, I'm doing it right now. No, we all together. So shouts.
Okay.
Hey, just as long as we agree, Cuba pre-communism had the best bed need. Other than that, y'all can have everything.
We all remember those days, pre-communism Cuba.
Right?
Yeah, I remember it like it was yesterday.
Mike, you were just a teen walking around going, "Who's that guy with the beard and the gun?" And then you got out just in time.
It was a shame we had to get rid of the fedoras. Yeah. That was really my look.
Fedora Castro is his cousin.
Okay, everybody, welcome to the Cooligans.
It's the Cooligans, buddy.
As always, Poppy showing love. Speaking of Cubanos, showing love.
This is a very Cuban show.
It is. I mean, it's a Cuban network.
Yeah.
All right.
Also, 10-Day Tony. Yeah. Right? We've spoken to him before. We were supposed to be doing some stuff. But I just want to give a shout. Yo, I see the fits, my G.
Wow.
I see you putting in work.
He is going to love that.
Of everyone there, and I'm not saying there's bad fits. within the
Le Batard family,
within
the
the Le
Meadowlark
Batard
family?
Show family, not the Le Batard Network family.
They don't. It's not a requirement to step into the studio. You know what I mean? To bring in the dopest fit. That's
no. They still kind of carry it like a radio show where like the cameras ain't really there, but we see the cameras. But on top of that, when they go on the road, let's just say, man's comfy. You know what I mean? You know, we ain't really. There's a lot of merino wool products.
There's a couple of cargo shorts.
You know, there's a whole lot of
cargo shorts in a ballroom at the All-Star game.
I'm seeing some comfortable sneakers that are easy to take off at TSA. What I'm not seeing is the fits, but my
Tony,
guy,
Tonicito, I've seen it.
My guy brings it. Yeah, I'm gonna go out on a limb here. I'm gonna piss off a lot of the people who pay us money. I'm gonna say this, but Tende Tony single-handedly is shifting the way us people up here look at Miami sometimes.
What you mean, us people?
What you mean, us people? You know, sometimes we look at Miami, we think there's a whole lot of V-necks. There's a whole lot of Miami University hoodies. You know, there's a whole lot of shorts and flip-flops when the situation
it's University of Miami, but I'll let it slide. I'll let it slide.
Right? There's a whole lot of board shorts.
The U.
You know, there's a whole lot of flip-flops when the situation don't really call for flip-flops, which is what? Stepping into a shower you don't trust is the only time.
There are very, very few situations.
You know what I mean? We're not a flip-flop heavy city where we come from, but Tende Tony single-handedly pulling the rest of the cast towards the good fit.
I can see people getting mad at him, like, "Yo, Tony, why you raising the bar?"
Right. The rest of us are wearing leisurely golf clothing. Tony,
all right, you're gonna make me shop somewhere besides LLB?
Damn, son. What, I can't just go to J. Crew and say, "Give me whatever's on the clearance rack"?
Give me what your dad will wear,
bro. What you mean this thing whisks moisture off your back? Or wicks moisture off your back?
Okay.
I'll buy this in every material.
Nick Red just said, VP of the Fashion Club giving lecture on Miami clothing culture.
VP of the Modeling Club. Thank you very much.
Hey, you know,
put some respect on the titles I've earned.
Get it right.
Bro, there's a thing where I had to submit a bio, and they were like, "Give me your bio," and it said like accomplishments and accolades, and to me, I'm like, basically the same thing. But I put like, should I put vice president of the high school modeling club, bro? Because it's definitely both an accomplishment and an accolade. You feel me?
I mean, I'd be mad if you didn't.
But also, I thought about how redundant is it? Because as soon as they see me, they'd be like, "Bro, I bet you that was the vice president."
At the very least,
you know,
this should be the way he's dressed. I don't know why he wasn't president. Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Cooligans. I swear we will get to football at some point. My name is Christian Polanco.
I am Alexis Guerrero.
Okay, you hear it up top. The Latino. We're here to Latinify your ears,
bro.
Okay?
We're shifting all of y'all to a little bit more salsa. We're gonna oil up them hips. Okay.
So everybody get loose. All right. But no, today is Prem Show. We're gonna focus on all things European football.
Absolutely. Speaking of not wearing flip-flops, Europe, bro. They know nothing about it unless you're a little bit further from the country we typically talk about. Although Pete Morton said, I don't even wear sandals outside since that time I almost got mugged. You can't run.
You can't. Yeah.
Nah,
I mean,
flip-flops is an instant mug.
You can't make a quick. You can't sidestep. It's hard to really move.
Yeah. You don't get lateral movement.
Exactly.
That's a rolled ankle.
Nah, you can't. You can't catch him slipping. You know what I mean?
Literally.
Yeah.
You can't catch them slippering.
So,
Minister of Fashion of the country of Bangola over here.
We got to get a fake Blangolan flag.
We got to get
someone design us the flag of Blangola, please.
Please.
I know we have some
it's
incredible.
Somehow in its show that I've taken over Christian's Bangola.
You got to memorialize that part of Blangolan history.
It's a mural.
It was a very bloody civil war.
But a whole lot of spreadsheets were lost that day.
Okay, let's start with what's in the title. What's in
When my CFC song says, "I got bit by a rat wearing flip flops," no joke.
That's on you, bro. That's on you. There's nobody.
Yeah.
The rat is just doing rat things.
They shouldn't even sell flip flops in the Bronx. They just shouldn't, unless they sell them by one, and it's so moms can discipline their children.
The rat is like, yo, you really gonna show them toesies out and not expect me to nibble?
Well, you know I'm hungry. You know?
There's nobody's dropping pizzas like they used to.
You know? All we got is cigarettes and them juicy ass little toes of yours.
Anyway.
What a ridiculous start to this show.
Chelsea Football Club, let's go. Chelsea.
Good luck figuring out where to start the show, Mike.
Chelsea are down bad.
My CFC song said pizza at his foot.
Wow.
Hell yeah.
So Chelsea Football Club are down bad. Week after week, we're like, oh man, it has to turn around sometime. Todd Boehly spent so much money, you know. It feels like a
Tommy spent a grip. Can we say grip? Did he reach grip level?
He's at grip. he is beyond. He is at crypto crash levels of money spent.
Right. It's either crypto bros lost as much money as he spent on Chelsea, and also kind of lost because it ain't going well, guys.
Look, I saw this stat on Twitter. I just want to. It's a picture of Thomas Tuchel, and he just says Thomas Tuchel has won 35% of Chelsea's Premier League points this season. He was sacked September 6th.
Bro,
that was like 6 months ago.
why'd you sack man, bro?
My man he still is holding on to those points that he accrued.
Bro, 100%. He still got frequent flyer miles, bro.
With Chelsea, dude.
This reminds me of when I got sacked from a company that I worked at. But unbeknownst to me, a customer that I had signed up purchased a ton of furniture and used the account that I gave them. And because of that, I finished #1 in the region in sales for the quarter in which I had been fired at the beginning of.
Wow.
So because of that, I somehow won. And begrudgingly, they had to send me an email saying, congratulations, you've won X amount of essentially Amex points kind of, and they had their own portal, right? So I went in the portal, and that's where I bought the board and the mic that started Cooligans podcast.
Wow. Look at this.
Isn't that incredible?
Full circle.
Huh?
That is full circle right there.
Hell yeah. Dude, I wish we had the bleep because I'd tell that company what I think. But look at that, how that worked out.
Okay, very serendipitous. Okay, since we do have a Chelsea fan.
Yes, unfortunately.
Producer.
We can smell it too, bro. It's different in here, bro.
Producer
Should we light a
Miguel.
candle? Miguelito, bro.
So Mike, just we'll get a quick.
There's two people surrounding us named Mike that are Chelsea fans. Mike Ruiz.
Yeah.
And now, Miguelito.
So Mike, they lost? So Chelsea lost to Tottenham 2-0. What is the quick feeling? The quick feeling of do we keep Graham Potter? Do we let him go? How do you feel about your club right now?
I think it's just such a tough situation because there's so much change right now and so much transition that it's really hard to judge what is the true problem. You know what I mean? The squad needs a revamp. The manager is.
How much more of a revamp, bro? This man could have built a 35-story building.
That's true.
With the amount of money he spent.
When
on
I mean
the
the
club.
revamp, I mean these players now that we just bought becoming, more better chemistry, becoming more of a team than just a group of individuals.
Bro,
You know what
all
I'm
of
saying?
Chelsea in the mud, Drick.
Ow. Bro, that dude was he was almost an Arsenal player.
But he ain't.
I know.
Hold that L, bro.
So look,
clip that.
Mike is talking team chemistry like I was talking, for the last few weeks,
By the way, Bay Area Guna just said that man is too articulate for this show. Speaking of Mike.
You better start getting some words wrong,
Yeah.
bro, my
Say
fault.
with me, Blangola.
Okay, it's Blelsey now.
All right, Blake.
Okay, you're classing. You're like Sunday Tony with his fashion, classing the show up a little too much.
Yeah. You upclassing us. We're more of an 8th grade class.
So, look, I think I would probably say a lot of Chelsea fans feel the same way. At least, I don't know how long of a leash they really want to give Graham Potter, but the fact that that there's been so much turnover, it doesn't. Look, again, it's like when they brought, when the Lakers signed Karl Malone, Steve Nash, or whatever, when they brought like 3 Gary Payton, remember?
Yeah, all the old heads.
They were like,
one last time, let's run this.
They were like,
what was that movie where all the old dudes got on the motorcycles?
I don't know the name of the movie.
You know what I'm talking about? Road Dogs or something like that?
Wasn't it with Tim Allen or something?
It became like a comedy reference, right? Whenever there were like old dudes at a table.
Right. Yeah. So
Road Hogs or something like that.
I don't know. But but this is the general feeling is just so much turnover that it's just like
that's not an excuse for Nottingham Forest though.
Right. But this is why. But I don't know if that.
And they kept their manager, the one with the. He looked like he don't sleep. You know what I'm talking about?
Right.
You know what I mean?
But if it happens with Nottingham Forest, you understand. You understand the negatives. Look, Chelsea are above Nottingham Forest as they should be. But the fact that they are just getting it's not even just exactly poor results. It's just like they don't know each other. They don't know. They don't really. They're playing with each other, not for each other. Let's go. Coach Polanco.
Right? Just like the last time Polanco was at an orgy, bro. Everybody playing with each other, but not for each other.
Okay.
That's where he learned it. That's where he got his coaching license.
You
got a whistle and everything,
my
bro.
pregame speech at the orgy is inspiring.
And his pre-cum speech is even more inspiring, dude. Why would you give a speech at that moment? And by the way, I want to give a shout out to NYCFC's songs who wants to help us with the name. Kirby D said The Expendables. Crimson Pizza said Old Dogs. NYCFC said Raw Dogs, which is not it. That's again Christian. But Justin Freeberg figured out Wild Hogs.
Wild Dog, yes. Okay, now I remember that one.
Which is also.
I don't even know.
I have
Whatever,
to. This is another orgy reference. I gotta let go. Once again, this is Puerto Rico. Just in case you're wondering, this does not say Pornhub on it.
Okay. So I don't know. I don't know exactly.
I don't agree that that's an issue. But I
Graham
will
Potter,
say
Graham Potter is also trending, by the way. So this is not a good sign for when any manager is trending.
Yeah, I'll tell you where he's not trending at the front office of Chelsea.
You don't trend if you win in a bunch of games. I'll tell you that.
You got to win all of them. Arsenal trending right now. But I think what the point about Nottingham Forest, they play a much more rudimentary system than Graham Potter's trying to play. And if you look at when Graham Potter was at Brighton, they played they punched way above their weight.
Yeah.
But the one thing that I think we could say about them is like they weren't scoring as many goals. And then Zerbi walks in, DeZerbi, whatever my guy's name is, and now they're scoring buckets, bro. So that's kind of an L for Graham, right?
Kind of. I mean, the L's that he's getting with Chelsea are L's for
I'm not
Graham.
even talking about I'm not even talking about like the heavy amount of losses he's accepting.
Look, there's a stat here I see on Twitter from America Soccer FC. It says, in Jesse Marsh's last 9 games at Leeds, he had 9 points. In Graham Potter's last 13 games, he has gotten 10 points with Chelsea.
Bro, that's that because he's American.
There's a bias, clearly.
Yeah. If he was Jesse Marshland, and he was from, Yorkshire, he wouldn't have gotten treated this way, bro.
Yo, Jesse Marsh for manager at Chelsea. How we feeling?
No.
Okay. Quick answer from producer Blake.
I think genuinely though, one of the biggest things that's hurting Chelsea too is just expectation, right? Because when Potter was at Brighton, like they were really overperforming where people saw them. They were in 9th place. That's crazy for a team like Brighton. When you're a team like Chelsea that
Chelsea's
is used to
Graham Potter was
winning.
like, oh, you want to just be in that? Because I can do that.
I can bring us to 9th place.
And that's the difference between managing essentially the top 6 clubs and managing anywhere else. Where
Well, hold on. Where do you get the chance to become a top 6 club manager? Do you have to find gems, or you have to bring them from other major clubs, right? You've got to bring them in from your Real Madrids. See, Real Madrid fans, you could relax. You could leave our mentions alone. You got to bring them in from like your Inter or Juventus or, PSG. You've got to bring them from large clubs. If you're going to bring them from within the league, odds are you're going to get a manager that's just been sacked from a major club in the Premier League, or someone who deserves the step up. We all were, Mike, you probably were also like in agreement. This guy deserves this step up.
Right.
Eddie Howe deserved a step up, and he went to Newcastle and worked his way up. There's those opportunities. That's where you find these guys. You don't just grab them from nowhere. You don't bring in no names. And this is kind of what can happen. But we all looked at Graham Potter and said, yeah, he's right for this opportunity. Everyone did.
I think so. So I agree with that. He definitely deserved the opportunity. But the point about expectation that Mike mentioned, there is managing Arsenal, managing Manchester United, Manchester City, Chelsea, Tottenham. They are maybe I felt, you know what? It felt wrong coming out of my lips.
Yeah.
But no, but expectation is can change the mentality of a club. Can affect the player's confidence. Can affect the manager's confidence.
It can affect the manager's regime, because one of the biggest benefits to Arsene Wenger coming from the Japanese league was that when he came in, even though a lot of his own fans didn't want him at that moment, expectations were kind of low for the heights he reached. But if he walked in and there was kind of an inkling that he would be that type of manager, I think he wouldn't have had the time. He wouldn't have been able to by the time.
Right.
Sir Alex Ferguson is a good example.
But Arsenal were not what Arsenal is today.
No.
Or even of the Wenger era, where they were not there. They were not that when he got there.
No, of course not. He brought that mentality to them. But if the expectations were for him to do that, he probably wouldn't have had as long a leash.
Of course.
And the same thing goes for Mikel Arteta. You saw how vicious our own fans were about getting this man out. And I said, man, he won us an FA Cup in his first half season. You got to give him time. And honestly, that's what I think you do with Graham Potter. You give him time because, all right, the only negative to what I'm about to say is that they're right now 10 points off the relegation zone. I don't think they continue to slide that way, but you have to show confidence in him if you are the front office. You have to send a message that he has to the end of the season. He has to get the buy-in from the players in the locker room. And if that's the case, then this man, replacing him now, you're not really in the relegation zone yet. You've got a couple of weeks of losses before that's a possibility. There's no transfer window. What are you going to do? Bring someone in to like save them? You're not saving the team. You're certainly not going to get to the point where you're in Europe anyway. You're kind of a mid-table team. Own that, eat that, let this man finish off the season and see if he can turn it around. Buy him some time.
Okay,
you don't gain anything by sacking him now.
I agree with that to some degree. The problem here is that gone are the days of like a club like Chelsea who invests so much money. They need to see some returns. They need to see returns in qualifying for Europe.
Okay. Sack him today. Bring in superstar manager X, whatever.
Right.
What can that man do to get close to Europe? Not enough, bro. What's the standings? They're how many points away from fifth? They're in. You don't have to slide that far down to see them. They're 10 points away
10
from
points
fifth.
off fifth. Yeah.
Is Newcastle? I could see Newcastle slipping up, but I don't think you bring in. You know what? I might have to back up what I just said.
I don't think they're getting Europe, no matter who they bring in, because that's the other question.
Also, their goal differentials.
Who do you bring in? Like, who's available? Like Hansi Flick or some of the names? Luis Enrique, maybe?
Jesse Marsh.
Jesse Marsh.
Yeah,
these are big
with some
national team
respect.
managers that probably wouldn't leave their job in the middle of the season to come help like some mid-table.
What about Bielsa?
I guess Bielsa, but he seems like his next job is going to want to be another long-term project. You know, he's not going to want to come in. Then if
No,
Chelsea,
he likes to build. He doesn't want to.
I mean, Chelsea in shambles is a good project to get.
I guess.
Project pick up.
Yes.
So Look, so I think you are being. I think you are living in the past of like
Ooh.
of how
Can we get a ooh? Bro?
of how I think cutthroat and how desperate the teams that invest a lot of money need to make the money back, and how quickly they want to make the money back. Todd Boehly, with the transfer window that Chelsea had, which is they spent more than any club in the world to bring in the players
They
that they
spent more than some leagues.
Bro, it's like the GDP of Blangola, dog. They spent an unbelievable amount of money.
Which I'm embarrassed to announce.
You don't want to look at the books at Blangola, right?
In fact, we got rid of the books. Bro, we're like Florida.
Numbers are not allowed here.
Yo, get these books out of here, bro. We're more of a vibes-based country.
Economy, dog. So... but
we moving weight. Just know that, bro.
But the fact that they've spent so much money and won't even qualify for Champions League is beyond. I mean, it's embarrassing on not only on a sporting level, but on a business level.
Real Madrid is looking at Christian Pulisic. Bro, you're getting your bench plucked from one of the biggest clubs. Say fans? One of the biggest clubs in the world.
Right.
Bro, that you should be embarrassed.
I mean, look, if they were winning, they wouldn't be embarrassed. But they cannot find a way to just get some victories. They can barely score goals. The goal of the month. Who got the goal of the month for Chelsea?
João Felix.
Why did he get the goal of the month? Because it was
was
the
only
only goal
scored.
of the month for Chelsea. That's brutal,
Bro, that's embarrassing.
They also they lost to Dortmund in the first leg of the Champions League. And I don't unless that would be the only thing that could save them. I think if they can win Champions League, but I don't see that. And
happening. The players are complaining about preseason. Did you hear about this?
Yeah, dude.
Why are you talking about the past for?
Apparently, yeah. This was a weird quote that somebody was. They asked. Graham Potter about sort of like what was going on. And he mentioned that he spoke with some of the senior players and that they were complaining that the preseason was one of the worst that they've ever had. The logistics were bad. They were traveling a lot. So it brought them into the season.
Oh my God, we had to go on airplanes. That's why we can't win in February. It's because we were on airplanes in the summer.
It's just, there's no way to...
Come in.
Who's that?
What?
What is this? We didn't expect
This is why we want a door. What's up, dude?
How's it going, man? Thank you so much.
How we doing?
Okay, we got a pizza delivery from NYCFC.
Okay, and you know which one's mine? It says double XL.
Okay, we're live right now, by the way.
Yeah, say your name.
What's going on? Ricardo Andres with New York City Football Club Marketing.
Hey,
Ricardo Andres. You heard that?
What's going on?
The kid rolled R's that weren't even in his name, bro.
Okay, look,
Woo!
I
know. Okay. You can see mine better because it's bigger, you know?
Yo!
By the way, delivered in a pizza box, as it should be.
Well done.
Bro, we were talking about how beautiful the artwork in this kid was when we did the reviews. It looks so much better in person.
Yeah, that's clean.
Okay.
Oh, my God.
Shout out NYCFC. Ricardo, thank you so much, man. This was
Thank
unbelievable
you.
surprise. This is
Look
really,
at
really
this.
dope.
Thank you, bro.
Later, thank you.
Appreciate you.
Where do they get their tickets?
NYCFC.com/tickets.
NYCFC.com/tickets, y'all.
Yo, that's it.
There, March 11th.
Let's go, March 11th.
Founding members out here.
Bro.
Let's go. Ricardo, take care, man.
Since day one. Yo, low key, you know what I just saw? In the 3 stripes in the shoulder, there's a little orange. Thank you, Ricardo. Ay. Hey, mira, Ricardo. Ricardo.
¿De dónde eres? Ah, está Puerto Rican.
I know, my bad. You sounded at Puerto Rican, my G. Look,
Yeah,
same thing that happens to me, bro. He said Ecuador if y'all didn't hear. Yo, there's a little orange in the underneath the blue stripe.
Nice.
Yo, the low key, I'm Adidas. Thank you for trying this year.
Did you know he was coming?
100%.
I had no idea he was coming.
I wanted to surprise you.
Oh,
I said it'll be cool. The guys won't know.
Sweet.
But I will tell you, I didn't know he was bringing in a pizza box, and I kind of wish there was pizza in there.
Okay, all right. What were we talking about?
Chelsea, bro.
Chelsea. They're not doing well. So hopefully they figure it out because their fans are getting pretty upset and they're very, very tired with these results. But
do you think he gets sacked before the end of the season?
It's wild that they haven't sacked him yet because of how poor these performances have been. So I think they're gonna stick with him. That's the only thing I can think. If they haven't fired him yet.
But before that, do you think he's earned because of his pedigree, his IMDb, if you will?
He hasn't earned a thing, and he has said this as well.
Fine, but I don't care about what he said. What do you say?
No.
Do you think he's earned at least the right to have to the end of the season?
But as soon as you're asking that question, has he earned? No one in the Premier League has earned anything. No player has earned or deserves a spot. And with the results Potter has had...
That's not true. Jurgen Klopp is earned to the end of the season.
Or forget the word earned. I mean, Graham Potter...
it seems like an important part of my question.
Graham Potter has not earned anything. He has not earned it because he has not brought victories to this club. He has not given them a stability that they were looking for. They let go of Thomas Tuchel with the mentality of like, the next guy's going to take us to the next level.
No, that's not true. That's not true at all. Tuchel was the guy they brought in to bring him to the next level. Graham Potter was the guy they brought in to stop the Tuchel bleeding. Am I wrong?
Well, Boehly wasn't the one that hired Tuchel. Abramovich hired Tuchel.
I honestly thought you were making the B word thing up. You said Boehly. I'm like, who's he actually talking about? Tuchel, say that again?
Abramovich was the one that hired Tuchel. Todd Boehly did not hire Thomas Tuchel. I think when Boehly hired Potter, he was doing just to clear out, I want to bring in my own guy. this is my ownership.
But also, everyone was under the impression that the Thomas Tuchel era was nearing its
It was
end.
going badly, no doubt, compared to where it had been before.
So Graham Potter wasn't necessarily like, this is the guy to bring us to the next level. There was a slide associated with Thomas Tuchel. And you're like, this is the guy who can not only stop this bleeding, but steer the ship in the correct direction. It wasn't we've gone as far as Thomas Tuchel can take us higher. Like hiring someone right now wouldn't be hey, Graham got us as far as he could go. Yeah. Let's bring in the guy.
Okay.
It's the same type of situation. It's like, yo, we need to stop the slide. That's what Eddie Howe is your progression on what we have. Graham Potter was, we need a better manager than Thomas Tuchel, and this is the best available manager. This wasn't all right, I don't really trust you have what it takes to get us up here. Because also Thomas Tuchel's won you trophies.
Right, but you would think whoever Chelsea bring in, given the amount of money that they're willing to invest in these transfer windows, they should have Zidane. They should have they should have world-class man. They should have Pep Guardiola. Bro, with the amount of money that they spend.
Zidane just shivered somewhere. Do not put that hex on him, bro.
But that should be the mentality. It can't be we brought in Graham Potter. I think I agree with Mike there because I think there's a feeling of Todd Boehly wanted to have his stamp on the club, being like the club is gonna follow my vision, and I think Graham Potter will do that. And it was pretty public that Tuchel had issues with Boehly. They just didn't see eye to eye on a lot of things. So there's a little bit of maybe an ego there of like, oh, I can't settle these disagreements with Tuchel, so let me get rid of him and bring in somebody who's gonna be a yes man. And I'm not accusing Graham Potter of that, but maybe it's just a less contentious relationship that Todd Boehly appreciates. Yeah. And these are the results we get.
But Tuchel is kind of a dick.
Tuchel, instead of Tuchel, because people have, we're going to get comments about that because people have said it before.
Fine. Tuchel, looks like someone who doesn't enjoy a tickle.
Everywhere he goes, he falls out with the owner. At PSG, it was the same thing.
Yeah.
At Dortmund, it was the same thing.
Kid's kind of a little bit of a prick,
But that's also why he wins. I think the thing is, too, the way Boehly is running the club right now is so different than Abramovich was. If Abramovich was still the owner, Potter would be gone. No question.
The thing that gets you your success is also the thing that ultimately gets you your failure.
Yeah.
Like my wife constantly saying on the phone to her friends, You know, if you found him from cheating, you gonna lose him from cheating. You know what I mean?
Okay, wow.
That seems to be like a common thread. Some of these nurses need to get their lives together, bro.
Your wife sounds like a wife from Real Housewives of Atlanta. or something.
Are you kidding me?
Why is she? Why is that
Doobie
impressive?
wrapped hair and everything.
I'm like, have you met your own wife? I don't think she sounds exactly like that.
Spoken to her on the phone, bro. Is a whole nother vibe she brings up. But what I'm saying is like, you know, what people say, live by the gun, die by the gun. The thing that usually brings you to success is usually the thing that will, you know, bring you over the cliff as well. So it sucks. But you know, what Thomas Tuchel needs to do, same thing Graham Potter needs to do, is honestly just like, they just need to relax a little bit. They need to chill. You know what I mean? And when I think, hey, it's time to chill, you know what I do? I reach for something that's already tells me on it, yo, I'm ready to chill. Pick me up. I'm here to help you. And that is a cold blue mountain on a can of Coors Light.
Let's go. Because look, right now we're just thinking about Graham Potter and what he needs to do to calm down, relax, just really kind of turn things around. After that loss to
And you know what? Tell me, I'm Graham Potter. Tell me what I should do.
Graham. Look, I know.
Yes. Yes, mate.
Great. Graham, it's like you're in the room, Graham.
I'm right here. Yeah, what should I do on my stress, fam?
North London, Graham Potter, we all know him. Because Graham, look, all you need to do is sit back, and
Right.
watch game tape and really try to figure out our light. We need to.
My lights have turned off, mate.
Okay, but you know what won't shut down? Coors Light.
Oi,
All right.
I could use. I think I'm going Australian. I could use a nice chill Coors Light. You know why? Because I don't know sometimes how to chill, but the can does, mate. It turns blue, fam.
Absolutely beautiful.
It's a nice ice cold Coors Light, which is very different than how we typically drink
Well-
our beer.
well-
But I spent that preseason in America, and all of the players loved it, mate. And we learned to drink ice cold Coors Light.
Well said, troops. I mean, Graham Potter. Because Coors Light is cold lager, cold filtered, and cold packaged. It's literally made to chill.
Ain't it?
So mark your calendar for some quality time with Coors Light, the beer that's made to chill. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door with Drizzly or Instacart by going to CoorsLight.com/cooligans.
Hey, what he said was CoorsLight.com/cooligans, mate. Okay, celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Colorado, maybe.
I went to 70 countries in that, by the way.
Okay, we all took a journey together. My man.
We got on a speedboat.
Alexis used his passport on that impression, dog.
Bro, you have no idea the pain in my jaw. I ain't used to that.
Okay, let's move on. Let's move on to Manchester. Manchester United win the Carabao Cup. EFL Cup, whatever you want to call
Raymond
it.
said, what can't Alexis do?
So,
The Bengalan dialect is wild.
so I mean, look, you know, it's a distinct accent. You really can pick it up when you hear it.
You know when you hear it, it's hard to explain. But you'll know when you hear it. It's more of a parliamentary accent.
Right. Bayaguna just said, because the English are known for celebrating responsibly. It's their thing. We all know that.
Joe Whitlock said, core stock down 150%. Inventory stock.
Okay.
Because it's selling out, bro.
Can't keep it on the shelf. All right. Manchester United, they win the EFL Cup against Newcastle. 2-0. It's the first trophy for Eric Ten Hag's men.
Yes.
They were quite happy. They were celebrating. Some people were
It's a comeback. It was a comeback win, which was nice. It was nice to see.
A nice redemption story.
You know?
We love those.
They celebrating too hard for it being a Carabao Cup.
Eric Ten Hag dancing?
Bro.
I didn't have that on my bingo card.
No, man. And I think his chiropractor's like, bro, you know how much work we got to do to put you back together?
Okay. So We're looking at a picture of Lisandro Martinez and Anthony and Eric Ten Hag, who were all formerly of Ajax. And
Right.
They were celebrating. I think people were shocked to see an Argentinian flag and a Brazilian flag dancing and celebrating together.
I think they were just shocked to see dancing. They're like, this isn't what we do. We mostly point. You know? I will say, where do they get the flags from? Is this, you're in a final, bring your nation's flag with you?
Yeah, they have the flags at home.
They don't bring this to every match.
Not every match, but
But
you
if
bring
you
it to the final.
It's a little superstitious.
Oh, you think it's bad luck to bring it?
Doesn't it feel like it? It feels like it's a little presumptuous.
I mean, it's like
Or
saying,
you got to get staff to have the flag ready for you.
or it's like a player who wears something under their jersey, under their shirt,
Yeah.
to like display. Is that presumptuous?
Nah, I mean, if it's like, why always me and stuff like that, like you're making a statement, so of course you'd wear
I mean,
it.
I'm not that superstitious, so I don't agree, but
Just feels a little much. Also, Anthony celebrating feels like a little much,
why?
because the way he's played.
Yo, he had a good game. You
Yeah,
saw
he did all right.
He was
Lisandro Martinez, incredible.
yeah, he also got rocked in the face and still stayed in the game.
They call him the Butcher, bro. That dude he got that dog in him, bro.
Without a doubt.
He got multiple dog in him, bro.
He's one of those short kings that is tired of being called short. He's like, all right, I'm gonna show you.
Yeah, right. He got that like Napoleon complex, but like he took it to the gym. You know what I mean?
Bro.
He didn't take it to Fortune. You know what I mean?
So incredible. But
Shouts to Robert from LA for the super chat. We love you, and if you put in a super chat, we gotta read it. So shout out to Christian Eriksen, proving the point that another player has to leave Spurs to win a trophy. Ouch.
it is. I mean, I didn't think Spurs are gonna catch strays today,
Bro,
but,
if anyone deserves it,
but it is
it's
what it is.
Tottenham, always.
But what does this mean for Manchester United? At least for the beginning of the year, we were dogging them. We were just saying like this team is done. Ronaldo. Look, after they let go of Ronaldo, things have I think really turned around. And look, the morale of the team. The Manchester United players just happy to go to work. They just walk a little bit of spring in their step.
Hop, skipping a jump on the way to work. I think this proves the point that what we made, which is Cristiano Ronaldo, ruins teams.
Okay.
Remember when you said that word for word? Am I in a shot? Word for word.
Damn, why you quoting me, bro?
I think to some degree we see now what happens. And remember, fans of Manchester United were upset that Cristiano Ronaldo was treated the way he was at the end of the season or at the end of his run at Manchester United. And they were, oh, you can't treat, he's a GOAT, he's the GOAT, you can't treat him this way. And look what's happened to your club since he's left. In fact, look what happened to Al Nassr. They got bumped out of a cup competition.
Right.
With
But
him there.
He did get a hat trick, I think, this weekend.
3 hat tricks in the last 10 games. But again,
But it's also, I mean, we're not saying it with that much admiration.
Yeah, bro, you ain't watching.
You ain't watching. We can't be caring, bro. He's in Saudi Arabia.
You do you out there.
Where he
but
said
we ain't watching.
He's like, I'm not gonna retire there and blah blah blah. Nah, dude. Like whatever. You can get 4,000
he said
hat
he wanted to
tricks.
have dignity in his carear.
Nobody cares, bro. Like, let's be for real. But they look at somebody in the chat just said about Rashford. Rashford is a top 5 player in the world right now, or something like that.
He's not. He's got.
What does he have to do?
He's got the same goal. What's the word where they call it? Like where it's like assist and goals together.
Contributions.
Goal contributions. Thank you, Blake. He's got the same goal contributions as Saka. Obviously more goals, but less assists. He's probably the most informed player in the Premier League. But you said he was the best player in the Premier League. I don't think he's close to that yet. I need to see that form for a long period of time.
Okay.
Or sustained form. He is in the best form in the Premier League.
He's just scoring every game he plays recently. In the last, 12, 13 games, something like that?
Okay.
It's remarkable.
Again, I think he's having a great year, and I'm happy for this redemption for him. Again, I could care less about Manchester United's success, but I like Marcus Rashford, and I want him to continue to succeed, and I like the fact that people are putting more respect on his name. But at the same time, bruh, we ain't doing that for Saka.
Okay. I mean, Rashford is...
He just keeps doing it. He's not getting any fouls called. They're cheating against him every time. VAR wants to hurt him.
Okay.
A man quit because he cheated against Arsenal. Okay? But man, everybody's singing Marcus Rashford's name. How about you look over here, North London,
So
and see the goddamn disrespect?
there was a quote from Sir Alex Ferguson. I'll read it
Who was
here.
allowed to celebrate in the locker room with the team. Eric Ten Hag brought him in.
Yeah, Sir Alex Ferguson could come to my birthday party, bro. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
He can go wherever he wants.
No, I agree with you. But what I'm saying is a lot of managers, Mikel Arteta is the first one to really start to want to bring Wenger back in.
Right.
And keep him apart. Like, there's times where that hasn't happened. Manchester United's had, 35 managers since he's left? And no one's really made him a significant part of the celebrations or the team.
Yeah.
The way Eric Ten Hag was like, bring him in. Did you see the photos? They had dinner together before the final. Eric Ten Hag is making himself a bit of a... He's building the foundation of making himself a legend at Manchester United. Obviously, success needs to follow that.
Right.
But he's doing all the right things up front to
Yeah,
make himself a part of the...
It's tough to be a manager of a club that has such a legendary manager associated with it, and who's also still around
Right.
and can also like...
Oh, but I got thrown under the bus when I said he should be the men's national team coach, only because he's 81 years old.
The problem here, sometimes the problem with in a lot of situations, with a lot of jobs, is like you can reach out to the old boss that was very successful, but how much do you want them to influence your job and what you're doing? You're the new director of this company.
Yeah, but I will say, for me personally, I think a big part of why I've found any success in life, in anything I did, whether it was corporate America or anything else, is because I've always leaned on the people who did it before me and took some positive from what their experience was.
Right.
Not everything relates, but a lot of experience can be sort of handed down to you. And I think this is a great way of sort of giving a nod to the previous generation and allowing the players that are currently there to see that influence and learn that they need to build that story of their own.
You think Mourinho called Alex Ferguson? Help me out a little bit. Give me some
I think
tips.
Mourinho called him and he was like, we took down your statue.
We're making sure we're erasing your name from all the record books here.
I scratched your name out on all the walls and I wrote Mourinho.
Okay, I'm drawing dicks in the bathroom, bro.
And that got nothing to do with you. I just want you to know the other things I'm also
Okay,
doing.
just think a little bit different at
You
Old
know?
Trafford, all right?
We're really taking out the mystique you left, and I'm really covering it with just this.
So P. Morton said Rashford looks like he's finally grown into his body too. Took me till about 25. Okay,
Damn,
thank you
bro.
for giving us a peek behind the curtain of P. Morton's
took me
life.
to about 12.
I'm still waiting for me to grow into my own body. One day,
When you get there, though, oh, dude.
yo, it's gonna be crazy.
We're going to celebrate, yo. You and your son. We're going to throw a party.
He's gonna get there before me.
100%. You might get there on the same day. How beautiful would that be?
I'm hoping. I'm hoping. Okay. So look, Rashford's great. Newcastle. It was a tough loss for Newcastle because they haven't won a trophy in something like. Oh, they haven't won this trophy or something. I don't remember the exact thing, but it must something like 60 years. There was a man walking into Wembley who was in tears. He was just crying, being like, "It's been so long. The fact that we could have this opportunity." They did not go to him after the game, but Newcastle, who have had such a great turnaround this season and brought a lot of hope to their fans. I mean, we watched the game with Alan Shearer earlier, just a few months ago, and so I have there's a new affinity I have with Newcastle, especially after meeting this man who's just one of the most legendary Premier League players and Newcastle players. But it was a tough loss, yeah, because I thought Manchester United they had just played 2 days prior in Europa League. And to win this game, I think it says a lot about how good Manchester United are and how good Eric Ten Hag is to get that team prepared for a game with such a short turnaround.
What gives me that, what you're saying, what gives me that confidence about Eric Ten Hag and the way he's set this team up is that you didn't get the feeling they would give up the lead again. You didn't get the feeling they'd lose. You know that feeling you had in Newcastle, like maybe previous to a couple weeks ago, where you're like, they're not going to be easy to beat. They're not going to, and if they go up by 1, you're not going to beat them. They're coming in prepared. You're now getting that about Manchester United. Remember how bad we felt about them, the 4-0 loss to Brentford at the beginning of the season? Yeah. Remember how we were like, oh, this team's absolutely in turmoil. You know, they don't know what they're doing. No one knows where they're going. That feeling is gone. Is it related to Harry Maguire not being in the back line? Maybe, you know? But that feeling of like, there's a potential calamity here, that's gone.
Right.
Eric Ten Hag has put him in a place where like you now have confidence in them moving forward, which does bring up the question, are they really in that title race? They feel like points-wise, they might not be. But as far as their form is concerned, they kind of should be in that conversation. And shouts to DraftKings in the chat yet again.
Let's go. DraftKings asked, would you rather be a Newcastle or Spurs fan right now?
You didn't have to put right now in there.
Ever?
Bro, I'd rather be a Hyundai League Australia Newcastle fan.
Newcastle Jets?
Yes, the Newcastle Jets. Thank you. I'd much rather be any Newcastle than any Spurs fan ever. Yo, even down with San Antonio.
Okay. Well, look, some of the Spurs fans who listen to our show may not love that sentiment.
What do you think they expect from me?
but you know, they're hype with me. I got no beef with Spurs.
So then defend them, dude.
But no, you would have to. I mean, Newcastle look like, as far as a team that and club that look like they are willing to invest. We all know who the owners are for Newcastle, and it looks like they're going to spend a ton of money, more than I think Spurs are willing to. So you would have to want to be a Newcastle fan right now, I think.
I mean, now is a great time to be a Newcastle fan, and I don't think there's ever been a time to be a good time to be a Spurs fan. So I think that kind of settles it.
You made that clear. Okay.
Also, if you placed your bets on me picking Spurs, you lost. How about that?
Okay, a couple.
I do want to say, in comparison, matches played, both Bukayo Saka and Marcus Rashford have 24. Okay. Marcus Rashford, 14 goals, incredible. Bukayo Saka, 9 goals, not bad. Okay. Assist 3 to Marcus Rashford, 8 to Bukayo Saka. That's all I'm saying. Their XG, pretty close. I'm not going to say it because Marcus Rashford's leading. But all in all,
it's a very unbiased show. I love it.
All in all, I think what you could see is we should be talking about Bukayo Saka more. Is what I'm trying to say.
Who is also a spectacular player. Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Mike Thomas in the chat said Newcastle, Delaware FC till I die. Nice.
Bro, let's go.
All the Newcastles in the chat.
I bet you they could also beat Tottenham.
I want to give a shout out to Mike Thomas because
real quick before you do that, I want to just say, hey, congratulations to our homie Ivan.
Yeah.
He switched over the La Victoire football community. It's becoming a new thing. He just announced it today.
Oh, cool.
So I want to shout him for everything he does for the football community, especially the football community in Canada. The guy,
out in Montreal. Ivan La Victoire.
La Victoire.
Love it. So I want to give a shout out because yes, we had
this is a beautiful thing.
My wife and I had a baby shower recently.
Yes.
And Mike is in Gully Squad.
I wore my wetsuit. I was like, let's shower this baby. And I was so wrong, bro. I had the little aquafeet.
I mean, it was quite the look. All right, bro. People never seen Alexis in such tight clothing.
Bro, what? I'm wearing Speedos under this joint, bro.
I left it at home, but I have the letter. It was a toy giraffe.
Beautiful.
For the baby, which is due in a couple weeks. We're very, very excited. But Mike said, I bought this off of your baby registry and didn't read the shipping instructions close enough and accidentally sent it to myself. But he ended up sending it to the studio, so thank you. But he also said, enclosed, please find Sophie, baby Polanco. It's a chew toy for a baby's little giraffe. And then he also said, and a bonus, some bonus tasty cakes.
Huh?
So this is now this is a gift for Alexis.
This I've never had, buttercream iced tasty cake.
Yeah,
never had that before.
So thank you for get the ISO here, Mike. We got some delicious tasty cakes. Which I don't think I've had since I was probably
candy
like
cakes. I've
7
never
years
had.
old or something. I haven't had these.
Candy cake is what? Just not topped? Oh wait. Oh, that's chocolate covered peanut butter.
Whoa.
With cake. And then you've got the generic tasty cake. This is like the one we all remember. Nope, that's not it. Which was the one we all remember? I think it's this one.
All
Cream
right.
filled chocolate cupcakes. Cake and cupcake is spelled with a K, which is a little sus. I'm not gonna lie to you, but I'm still gonna eat it.
But then-
Oh, you know what? The brand is called Cake with a K.
Thank you so much. By the way, Mike, we're seriously very very
This
grateful.
is beautiful, bro. I hope you work for the company. You didn't just swing by the bodega.
Okay.
Also, Tasty Cake, send us stuff you're working on. We'll taste it and give you our full review.
Get a nice little experiment.
And you can bet on if we'll like it or not on DraftKings, bro.
Wow, you can bet on anything.
Little prop bet on whether I'm gonna like a chocolate-filled cream cake. I think you know the answer to that.
Minus 10,000.
Yeah, bro.
P-
You're
more inside-
losing money, bro.
Pete Morton said, "Tasty Cakes, official snacks of Blangola."
Blangola, bro. The taste ain't Blangola. I'll tell you that.
Okay, let's talk about Leeds United because they won
Something no one says.
a big game. They won their big game and moved out of the relegation zone thanks to a goal. The one goal, they won 1-0. Again, who they play? Why am I forgetting who they played? Southampton. Who they play?
Yeah, who do they play?
They play Southampton. Yes, they won 1-0.
No, Wolves. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm looking at the wrong.
Again, Southampton.
Southampton.
Look, Southampton's in last place. But who got the goal? Who got the goal to get them out of the relegation zone?
A little de lo mio.
De lo Mio FC.
Huh?
Junior Firpo, República Dominicana. And today is el Día de Independencia de la República Dominicana. It is Dominican Independence Day. This man knew it. And he was like, let me get this goal for my country.
Bro, and which if you don't know the history of Dominican Republic, it's when Dominican Republic won independence from their significant other going through their phone.
It's a difficult and it was a challenging ordeal.
It was a real tough moment for all my Dominicanos out there, bro.
But no, this is beautiful to see. And then the Leeds Spanish account, the Spanish language account.
Which, were you shocked they had one?
No, not exactly. A lot of clubs do have them.
Leeds?
Leeds, but you know what? You know, they're becoming an international brand.
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
They have one in English too for the Americans.
Oh!
I don't know if you noticed that.
That's good, bro.
That's pretty dope of them to do that.
That's so dope of you to add that.
But the Leeds Spanish account.
Wake me up when they start one in Blangolan.
So Leeds, they said it says de República Dominicana pa'l mundo, and it has a little emoji of the Dominican flag and the earth. And this is look, it was a great build up and a great goal. Also, everybody had a great game. This was the first game that all three Americans started at the same time.
Yes, and it also felt very unified.
Yes, Weston McKennie had a great game. There was a tweet from his dad. His dad even posting the stats. He's like, yo, my son is crushing it right now.
He's like, y'all even watching, bro?
Okay. So
Just tagging the haters.
we've spoken about, Captain John McKennie a few times.
He's basically, he's an honorary cooligan with the way he be clapping back.
So but huge goal for Junior Firpo, and even look, I've spoken about this a whole bunch. Junior Firpo was born in Dominican Republic. He moved to Spain. He also plays.
Turned his back on his nation playing for Spain.
Okay.
Sorry, I don't know.
I'm
I'm not sure if you said it that way.
Thank you for finishing my sentence.
I got you, bro. Again, that's the thoughts of Christian Blanco.
No, man, but I think this is a kind of cool thing because I'm sure he feels also Spanish as well, and he's represented Spain at the U21 level, and it's just the Olympics are coming up next year. The Dominican Republic is in there. Everybody's like, yo, do you wanna?
The vibes are you should swing by.
You feeling like it? Because I think it would be such a huge thing. So every time this man succeeds in any way, I'm like, I also try to guilt him to represent the.
100%. That is what we do on the show.
That is the focus up until the Olympics comes up next year. That's going to be the main focus of this show.
100%. How can we, as a community in the chats involved, how can we guilt Junior Firpo to change
You okay?
the history of his nation.
Let's be like just like a mom who guilts you about all the decisions you make.
Bro,
You
we're
know what I mean?
Latino.
Okay,
We know this already. This is secondhand nature to us.
So we know what we're doing.
Like when our wife's trying to do this, you think we wasn't raised on this milk, bro? You think you're the first to cry because I didn't vacuum? And say your life is over?
So, but huge victory for Leeds. It also puts Everton in this is where it's bittersweet because for me, I'm excited about this Dominican man succeeding in the Premier League, but he's single-handedly trying to get my club out of the Premier League.
Absolutely. And by the way, shouts to Kevin Show, who showed up a little late. So Ben Skolnick caught him up. He said, yo, to catch you up, Blangolan fashion, Blangolan accent, tasty kicks, Coors Light, and then some soccer.
Okay.
That's a pretty good little elevator pitch on what to expect on today's episode.
I think we should just use that as the description in the podcast.
100%.
You have nailed it.
It's going to hit all the SEO points.
But you know, Ben Skolnick, you are now the official Cooligans historian, bro.
100%.
You are, share our story with the world.
Please, let the world know of us.
But Everton did lose to Aston Villa.
Will they be relegated?
Yeah, look, if this is the consistency where they win one, lose two, I think they stay up.
That's enough to stay up.
That's
for
enough to
sure.
stay up. Yeah.
But who slips? That's the real
look, Southampton's gone.
Southampton is cooked.
They got nothing but James Ward-Prowse.
Yeah,
Hopefully,
yeah.
James Ward-Prowse will just. The man deserves to be on a proper club.
Do you want to hear something crazy? He doesn't practice free kicks.
I did hear that.
Because he thinks it ruins the moment. Bruh. And by the way, Southampton said, that's why we don't practice playing the sport of soccer.
Just taking free kicks off vibes alone.
Yeah, dude.
it's just-
the ball's on this guy.
He's just like to be such a specialist, and he's a very good player, good passer.
He's a great midfielder. He's been linked with Arsenal.
Yeah.
Small
And
bits
so
in the
it's just a shame that the other 10 guys on the pitch can't step up a little bit.
Right.
But
no one on the bench either.
but
so hold on. Southampton, Bournemouth looking like they're even on points with you, but you would assume they would stay in the slide. So Leeds, West Ham, Wolves.
I think Wolves goes down.
I don't know, bro. They've been playing better.
Better. I mean, not great.
They beat Liverpool. They beat Southampton.
I could see, look.
They drew with Fulham, which is not an easy team to score against. I don't think any team, for 4 games, no one scored against Fulham.
My bias will not allow me to say that Everton is going to get relegated.
But then if
It's
you say
not
they're staying
impossible,
up,
but
I'm just wondering who suffers the drop.
I think Nottingham Forest could get dragged into this. They're only 4 points above the relegation zone right now, and the goal differential is -24.
Yeah, that's a tough goal
By
differential.
far the worst of everyone except
Yeah.
They've had
Bournemouth.
some wild results recently, right? They beat Leeds.
They drew City.
They drew City. They beat Leeds.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. I mean, look, Bournemouth, Southampton, and Wolves feels like those names sound right as far as like getting relegated, but it really it's still very much up in the air. I mean, I think that we probably after like another 6 or 7 games, it'll be a little clearer. But look, the bottom, what 9 to 12 teams. No, the bottom like 8 teams are all not equally bad, but it's been
You can pick any of them. You
well,
can toss
just
a coin.
look
flip
at
a
how
coin.
close the relegation zone is to safety. It just shows that there's just a spread between the points, a spread of mediocrity through the kind of the bottom half of the table. That kind of says like anybody, anybody could
Anyone's
get
got a
relegated.
shot.
Yeah, it's not.
DraftKings got a great question in the chat. It said Tim Ream is a top center back in the Premier League this season? ? If you didn't put in there and put still an argument, but I would have to say no. But is he a top? Absolutely.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean,
Only because
Fulham
of how
are
incredibly well
six-
Fulham is playing defensively as well.
Yeah, and then how many goals have they allowed Fulham this season?
Not much. Their goal differential is their
It's
goals.
5. They've allowed 31, which is not bad.
Not great either.
Not great, but it's not terrible.
Top 10, top half of the league.
Yeah,
Yeah.
top half for sure. And At 35 years old, he looks like he's just now hitting his
Yeah,
peak.
there's been I've seen like on TikTok people doing like Tim Ream fan cams, bro. Like you see him doing.
He's hemming son.
He's like Cruyff
He's
turning.
St. Louis hemming son.
He's like Cruyff turning.
He is getting saucy.
He's getting saucy in a couple moments,
Bro, he's getting saucy.
Well, he's like making like like a 22-year-old forward slide into the stands.
Yeah.
So he's just playing with a level of confidence that I think we're just not really used to seeing American players play with.
No, not at all.
Since like Dempsey. Did you see the video of Tim Ream talking to who was it? There was to Anthony Robinson, and where he was explaining to him that how much American influence Fulham has had, and like they've had American players, and Anthony Robinson like signed for the team and had like no idea Americans really played there because he's pretty young.
Of course.
But it's so he's like not only a veteran player, but he's also like carrying the team with the real sense of leadership.
And he is extending that American history that Fulham has had. Remember that back in the day, it used to be called Fulham America.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kirby D said it's wild to see a newly promoted club and how high up the table they are. Which is
people put no respect on them because what's his name? Mitrovic got 41 goals last season in the championship, which of course you're not going to duplicate that in the Premier League. But people were saying, and most people, I think even we said that they get relegated.
Well, yeah, so they got promoted last year. They got relegated the year before, and then they were in the league. So they were feeling like this yo-yo club,
right?
But then also Tim Ream is also 35. You can't.
Can he keep that going?
Like how long is he gonna kind of do this?
But players are playing until they're older, and I'm not seeing him slow down. I mean, he is slower than he was in the past, but I'm not seeing him have like. He's not coming off the field like holding his knees or his lower back. He looks like he's in great shape.
He's doing great.
Shouts to him.
So speaking of a few other legends in American soccer history,
Sure,
Jurgen
you guys don't
Klinsmann
remember him positively,
has been named the head coach of South Korea.
Bro.
So he was going to be taking them into the 2026 World Cup campaign. And you would imagine South Korea would qualify fairly easily, as they usually do. But now with more teams, they should do just fine. What are you expecting from Jurgen Klinsmann at the 2026 World Cup?
I'm a little bit afraid of him trying to institute his wackadoo system in a club in a nation with the squad they have in South Korea. Mm-hmm. To me, South Korea is at a place where they should probably be thinking counterattack. You know what I mean? More than trying his style.
All right.
Does that make sense?
Sure. Who was the manager for South Korea that just left? He was a former player. I think he was he Argentinian? I forgot who it was.
I don't remember.
Or Italian? I don't remember who it was. But Miguel is on the case.
Yeah, Miguelito got it.
So, but look,
Paulo Bento.
Paulo Bento.
Yeah, Paulo Bento. Don't know too much
Portuguese,
about him.
I forgot where he's from. But he played in the league.
Japan? Bento box? Food joke.
So South Korea did not look great in the World Cup. I would argue. I mean, the 2018 World Cup, they did look great. They had the huge win against Germany. A much more sort of memorable and historic World Cup for them. This time around, maybe it was because Son got injured right before the World Cup and he had to wear the mask and all the other stuff. But they didn't like inspire. And then also Bento got a red card during the World Cup, so I think he missed the match or whatever. It seemed a little bit more.
They were like the little bit of a Cinderella team though there during this World Cup.
During this World Cup?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
They had that like little bit of like they inspired a nation.
Yeah, it wasn't.
My guy became like an A-list celebrity. They're a striker.
Yeah, I forgot his name. But yeah. So look, I don't think Klinsmann is going to hurt the team in any real way. I mean, he hasn't coached in a while. The last coaching job he had was it Hertha Berlin that he had the job for like 3 days?
Not 3 days, but it wasn't
he
a
got
strong
fired
run.
very, very quickly.
Yeah, it wasn't a strong run.
Hoffenheim? I forgot the club he was managing. So
no, it was Hertha.
It was Hertha
Yeah.
Berlin? Okay. So a nice score Bruce said, all vibes, absolutely, zero tactics.
Yeah, 100%. Jurgi Low clearly showed himself to be the tactician.
Yeah, I wonder if he's going to do or say this similar things that he did with the U.S. men's national team, where he was kind of like he wanted less players to play in MLS. He wanted them to be more like tactically sound and technically sound and play in Europe and all this other stuff. So I wonder how much of Klinsmann we're gonna get, or how much if he's changed at all from some of the rhetoric he had in the past. But I mean, I hope he does well. I mean, I think it's not a team that you look if they get to the knockout round, that's I think a lot of people are happy with that result, because the expectations are probably not as high as some of the other footballing nations.
I'll give you this: is South Korea in a better place than the U.S. was when Jurgen Klinsmann took over the U.S.?
I don't know South Korean football the way I hope I would.
You gotta be a professional on this show.
I pay more attention to North Korean football.
People's Republic of North Korea.
That's just my forte.
We're more of a DPR fan base here, dude.
So no, I don't know how to answer that specific question. I would say
they don't need a new coach because they got Kim Jong-un, baby.
All-time leading scorer as well, Kim Jong-un.
Yeah. How dare you to suggest anything
all
else?
bicycle kicks, too.
Oh, bro. From the stands, dude.
So I don't know. That'd be my answer. I don't know if it's a better situation.
It seems like a better situation for him, because I think U.S. was hoping to take that next step, whereas South Korea, I think he will provide that next step. I'm not sure his tactics are going to gel well.
Yeah, we will see, but exciting for sure.
I do want to, since we talked about Tim Ream, I also want to give a shout out to Austin Trusty, who's had an incredible season at Birmingham City.
Yeah.
Arsenal player, surprised us all. Never forget Korea. Messi says DraftKings. So shouts to DraftKings for just hanging out.
Ben Skolnick just said first announced friendly, South Korea versus Blangola.
Yo, and we're wearing the North Korean kits. A little pressure to put on you.
Bro, you're gonna inspire them, though.
Austin Trusty having an incredible year at Birmingham City. Birmingham City's not doing great. I believe they're in where are they? They are in 19th in the championship, but
not great,
there's 24 teams, so they're not in the relegation zone. They got a little bit of breathing room. Not too much, though.
Yeah, you know who needs Austin Trusty? The Colorado Rapids that he came from, because they got smoked yesterday.
Yeah,
anyway.
I mean, but shouts to him. He's had an incredible season. And I know there's a couple of articles that have come out. I didn't read any of them, but the titles said.
You didn't have to say that part, because we sort of.
Oh no, you'll know
knew.
when I speak. The titles are suggesting should the U.S. be looking more closely at him. And the reason I brought it up is because they referenced Tim Ream. Tim Ream played well in the World Cup, but clearly this should probably be the end of his run with the U.S. men's national team. Is Austin Trusty showing that he's capable of that role as a defender, even though he hasn't been called in by Arsenal, but he has played very well at Birmingham City in the championship.
Okay. I mean, I haven't seen much of Austin
so
Trusty.
Korean football, you don't know nothing about. Austin Trusty, you don't know nothing about.
I've seen highlights about from Austin Trusty, and I think we follow him as well. So I don't know.
Yo, come on the show, Austin Trusty.
Austin Trusty. That'd be cool. We might have there might be a
little conexión.
Look, not with him, but just another Premier League player. I'll say it off screen. I don't want to ruin the chances, but somebody hit us up, so we'll see what happens. Okay.
That's right. Erling Haaland gonna be on the show.
Kevin just said, bro, if Sporting Kansas City lose, I'm not showing up tomorrow. Yeah, Sporting Kansas City, they got their game rescheduled to today against Portland. We're going to talk lots of MLS. MLS over the weekend was,
By the way, speaking of MLS, did you see the clip from our friends over at Football Ramble?
I did.
Okay.
Should we play it?
Yeah, let's play it, because they played a little game but with someone who was, I can't remember, Andy Brassel, who's like one of the most heralded journalists in England, Why are you on the show?
He's great on the show, though.
Bro, that's like, the
on the-
times Grant did our show, we'd always be like, your stock goes down when you do our show. We love you, Grant.
We're hurting you, yeah.
And by the way, shouts to every MLS team who put a Grant Memorial in their press boxes this week. Absolutely incredible. But Andy Brassel is doing Football Ramble, and they decided to have a little American off between him and Luke Aaron Moore.
Basically, the game is, can you name all MLS clubs, all 29?
Keep naming MLS clubs. First one to lose, you're out.
Right. So let's just play some of it.
Teams competing in the 2023 Major League Soccer season.
Inter Miami,
Of course.
Vancouver Whitecaps,
Ooh.
Montreal Impact.
I'm going to allow that.
Right.
I don't know what Andy's going to think of that, but they used to be known as Montreal Impact, but they rebranded in 2021.
Motherfuckers. This is just... I think that's
Go
all right,
on,
isn't it? You
give
know
him
the
the
ding. Give him the ding.
Okay, Andy, if you want me to. Andy?
Bring your dinner. Whatever. Atlanta United.
bro.
Yeah.
Shitbags. DC United. LAFC. It's good.
I remember your...
It is good. It's also correct.
I remember your... LA
Thanks.
Galaxy.
Minnesota United.
New York Red Bulls.
Seattle Sounders.
Portland Timberwolves.
There it is.
No
There it is.
way. You are not fucking having that.
Now, pause this real quick. What would you do in this situation? He did say the name of the team.
He did. It's not.
But then he added Wolves, which is all the name of another team in another sport.
So all the letters for Portland Timbers are there.
Yeah.
But
Except the S.
what do you mean?
Like the S is in there at the end of
Timberwolves.
Wolves.
Yeah, I'm saying all the letters are
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
But it's not right. It's not correct name. So he did get it wrong.
Right. Now, look, that's like expecting a general American to know where Scunthorpe is. You know what I mean? So I get it. But would you count this?
I wouldn't count
This
it.
doesn't count because it's another team.
No. So, I mean,
And also, this man pretends to like America. He's married to an American.
he's married to an American. He's been on this show twice.
Been on the show twice. The first ever guest in
Three
the studio.
times, actually. He called in studio. He was in studio here at Fubo, and he called in once.
Did he?
Yes. Luke
Wow.
Aaron Moore has he's the American influence. If he would have said, the Blangola, cats, we would have been like, all right, our influence is working on this man.
The Blangola fashion VPs allowed.
But no, it's fun to see. Look, I think the excitement of MLS on Apple TV was.
But you put up we'll talk about it, but I want to hear from Premier League fans. MLS. Is it kind of cool now? Doesn't it feel kind of dope?
MLS is kind of Chicago Fire right now, to be honest.
I didn't know where he was going with that at first.
Because that broadcast on Apple TV, where even
Ben Skolnick said the Blangola 10,000 Lions.
Mike, I don't think you know that one.
Yeah.
Do you know the 10,000
I was
Lions?
on a lot
I
of
don't.
medication.
Oh, I don't.
And
We'll fill you in.
I'll explain.
Yeah. There's a whole backstory.
Yeah,
to
this
the
is part
10,000.
of the Cooligans canon, which I almost got shot.
But there were
out.
people. Shout out to Ped from Toffee TV, who also the guys from Toffee TV. They watch MLS.
They used to do an
consume-
MLS-based show back in the
They
day.
know
Which
that-
I remember that when I saw their face. I'm like, I know that chair.
Right.
You
So,
know?
but he had mentioned the. I'll put up his tweet. I forgot his. Here it is. Ped 7. The broadcast was so well done and so again, even the English were impressed with it.
And you have to be, because I try to watch Premier League, just any general league that's transferred. I even watched the BN Sports for the big the French Classico, right?
Yeah.
PSG versus Marseille. And bro, all of it, I'm like, it's just not as sharp is what Apple's doing, bro.
So look, I want to put up the tweet. This is from Ped. He's from Toffee TV. It's a great YouTube channel, especially if you're an Everton fan. It's where I get kind of all my.
It's also important to know that this man typically hates everything.
He's a bit of a curmudgeon kind of thing, but that's his appeal, right?
That is his appeal. He does it with a smile too, like you like it.
So he says, watched MLS on Apple last night, and it's everything the Premier League coverage should be. All games on one app, start live or from the beginning of the game if joining late. A live goal show when multiple games are on. 10 games last night, one prize, not rocket science.
That last part is the important part because most major soccer leagues, major leagues, have this thing where they like to add a bunch of extra stuff.
Right.
The biggest thing I think now, having taken in a week, and we'll talk about this a lot more as the show when we do the America show tomorrow. They kind of made it simple. They kind of said, "Hey, you get this one price. You get in here. Not only are we going to show you the games, we're going to show you the stuff you're missing. You get the the red zone, right? And we're going to have all the coverage all right here. You ain't got to go pick and choose." My only complaint about NBC's coverage of Premier League is sometimes before you pick the app, you have to go find where the game is on.
Right.
Is it on Peacock or is it on
you
TV?
Don't exactly know, right.
And here's the thing that I do. If it's on TV, I don't go to the NBC Sports app. I'm so sorry, NBC. You know what I do? I go to Fubo. Do you know why?
No.
The NBC Sports app shows you a commercial first.
But
when you go
don't
to
you use
Fubo,
Peacock? Why would you use the NBC Sports
if it's not
app?
on Peacock, if it's on NBC Sports.
Oh, okay.
If I click on that, I gotta sit through 2 or 3 commercials, and maybe I'll miss the beginning of the game. But if you go open the Fubo, it's TV.
Right, it's just you're watching TV.
So boom, it's open. So it takes all that guesswork out of it.
Okay.
And if you're a fan of League On, week to week, you probably forget that it's on BN or how to find BN. Right?
Or only one game at a time. BN only shows like the biggest French game playing at any moment.
It's not good.
Okay. So we'll have a lot more to discuss tomorrow about that.
And throughout the season. But I like the fact that Premier League fans are looking at what we're doing, and now they're a little jealous, bro.
Exactly, bro. I'm saying,
bro.
The future of the sport is here, right here in New York City, dog.
Ben Skolnick says Alexa still has the company access to football. We both do.
We very much.
Let's
okay,
go, bro.
That was in our exit agreement.
100%.
We're like, yo, okay, lifetime subscribers.
100%. And if not, we know where the office is.
All right, we should wrap up tomorrow, and we'll go over all the stuff with MLS. We got a really fun show planned, so
Special show.
So, anything else we missed that we should, that we should mention? I don't think so. If anybody in the chat mentions something, do that now.
Brooke Materia says, BN shows the commercials in the middle of the games and it drives me nuts. They don't wait for natural stoppages. They're like, yo, y'all need to hear about rocket loans, bro.
Bro, they sneak in those ads like Cooligans do Coors Light reads, dog.
Bro, at least we got smooth transitions, almost as smooth as nice ice cold Coors Light.
So
they got a real Blangolan way about them being sports, bro.
Kevin just said, come on, SKC. That's right. I think you can still watch the game for free tonight. The game is at 9 p.m. Central, so 10 p.m. Eastern, against Portland. And hopefully Portland shoveled all the snow. And hopefully everybody's doing all right.
We got to miss our homie. Couldn't come out to New York because he was trapped in Portland snow, which,
right.
When was the last time someone was trapped in Portland snow?
So
the cocaine reference. The last time someone said that.
As always, make sure you give us a follow on Instagram at Soccer Cooligans. Do that
Hit
right.
the zoom in on that name, bro. Let him see it.
Boom.
Wow.
Okay, we just learned this new feature.
Okay, and now we playing with it.
Okay. So follow us on there on TikTok as well if you're interested. And we do most of our shenanigans are on Twitter, by the way. So give us a follow on all those spots.
We also on TikTok.
Tiki-toki. Okay. Which
and
is
TikTok.
That's Dominican TikTok.
Right.
It's a little different. So give us a follow if you can. Leave a review on Apple Podcasts if you'd like to do that as well. Sometimes people, they DM us compliments about the show.
Love it.
And I love that.
Yeah.
But this would look a lot better in review form on
Hit that
Apple
copy and paste.
Okay, real simple. But also give us compliments too.
Yeah.
all right?
Continue to show it to us directly.
You know, people, just DM me, Christian, you got a fatty. And then I just put that on the review. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, and they message me, Alexis, you a fatty. And I'm like, you didn't need to send this to me, bro.
But again, it looks better on Apple Podcasts.
Yeah.
I will make sure you do not get banned.
Maybe take a second run at that draft if you don't mind.
But we appreciate your efforts.
100%.
Y'all the absolute best, man. Thank you to everybody listening, tuning in on YouTube. This chat was crazy as always.
What a fun. Who was it? That a nice cold brew, I think, was the one that sent me off.
Yeah.
That was great.
Well done. Shout out to producer Miguel, crushing it per
Miguelito.
usual. Okay, show him. Mike, follow Mike on Twitter and Instagram and stuff, right?
Yeah,
Mike
at Twitter at Mike__Malley.
two underscores. Malley. So go show him some love. He needs it because Chelsea are not. They're not providing anything positive in his life right now.
All right now.
All right. We will see you tomorrow. We got a fun show planned again. We're talking all MLS, Apple, and all that.